It's not even the fact that we lost our first game of the season. It's the fact that we lost to Ohio State again in similar fashion, I might add. Let's talk about it. So there was a lot to process and take away from this game, and I'm still gathering my thoughts. Of course, Ohio State wins 14-7. Coming into this game, both teams were looking to replace a lot of talent, a lot of production on both sides of the ball, right? That was the biggest question aside from, okay, how are Arch and Julian Sayin going to play? And can the coaching staff put each of their guys in positions to be successful? And I feel like one coaching staff did and another coaching staff didn't. Let's start with Arch. So overall, he did not play good. He did not play well at all. There are some takeaways that I will get into here in a little bit. But when we look at the totality of Arch Manning's play and why he didn't perform well, a couple of things can be attributed to that. One, he's playing a top 3 defense in the country, maybe the best defense in the country, along with us, right? He's playing on the road for the first time as a starter. Inexperienced pieces on the offensive line, I think, played a big role. I think he was really jittery to start out the game. I think he was really jittery. The first play of the game, I mean, DeAndre Moore is wide open. They rolled him out. DeAndre Moore is wide open. He skips it to his feet. I'm like, I didn't think too much of it, but I was like, come on. And as the game progressed in the first half, you just saw him failing to get comfortable. Now, I think the biggest reason for him not being comfortable is Sark not putting him in advantageous positions to be successful in that first half, especially. Later on in the game, yeah, Sark was a little bit more creative and there was a little more rhythm within the offense. We did hurry up, had some tempo and a lot of easier reads in the second half. But in the first half, I felt like Sark didn't put Arch in favorable positions to be successful. I remember the one screen to Ryan Wingo, but other than that, there weren't too many easy reads for Arch to make. There was, Sark loves these longer developing plays, which can work when you are running the football very effectively. The run game was okay. It was okay. Glad to have CJ Baxter back, but it could be better. And I think it will be better. I think it will be. But going back to Sark, I felt like that first half, there was just no rhythm, and I put that on him. I put that on him for it. Yes, Arch missed a couple of throws that I'm like, you cannot miss that, bro. The first one, like I mentioned, to DeAndre Moore. Later on in the game, the third down to Ryan Wingo, he skips it to his feet, or he skips it. He throws it behind him, and then there was another one to Wingo at the goal line where he skipped it to his feet, and I'm just like, man, we cannot miss these. We cannot miss these. So I will say this, in Sark's defense, there were plays to be made that weren't made by Arch. And I think those plays later down the line in the season will be made. I think they will. Arch is too talented to not make those simple plays. Because we saw the difficult throws that he made. The one to Wingo on the left side, the Livingstone touchdown, and then the one that Andrews was beautiful right before the safety got there, right? So there was some signs you could see that, okay, he's settling in a little bit, he's getting a little bit more comfortable, but it wasn't good enough for us to be successful on offense. And I think that another thing in Sark's defense, honestly, is I think that coming into this ball game, one thing that I said would be in Texas's advantage was Sark's creativity when it comes to play calling. He wasn't as creative in the first half, at least, with all this pre-snap misdirection and motion. I think he wanted to play conservative there because you saw a Brandon Baker who it's kind of shaky, giddy a couple times, right? I think Sark wanted to simplify things as much as possible, but I actually feel like that was to the demise of our offense today. On the flip side of things, I do think we played very well defensively. I wish we would have came up with some impact plays, some turnovers, make Julian Sand pay, but we weren't able to. I don't think he did anything special that I was looking like, damn, why are we giving this up? We did a great job on Jeremiah Smith once again. We did a great job on all the receivers, all things considered. Yeah, Carnell Tate got off on that one touchdown, I think, on Gilbo. But other than that, I think our front four played really well. Our front played really well. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen more impact plays from our stars, Simmons and Hill. But all things considered, I mean, our defense played a great game, a great enough game for us to win. Now, going to the situational stuff, the first fourth down of the game, as soon as fourth down popped up, I'm like, oh, he's going for it. I wasn't worried about it. Would like to have seen a better play call, but I like the decision to go for it, like on that first possession of the game. Later on in the game, I think it's the first drive of the third quarter, right? We stop them, go all the way down the field, get stopped at the half-yard line again by Ohio State, right? And they have a calling card of stopping people on third and fourth and short. We do too, but they're the top of the country when it comes to that. We saw that in the Cotton Bowl. We saw that today. Once again. Now, Sark's going to say, hey, if we can't get half a yard or whatever it is, we don't deserve to win the game. Hey, whatever, right? But even that I wasn't too mad about. I know Jacob and Pat were talking about, hey, kick the field goal here, but I felt like we needed that touchdown. Now, retroactively, we can always look back and say, hey, if they would have kicked the field goal here, then later on it would have been easier for them to. Yeah, we all have the luxury of the science of hindsight, but other than that, come on. All in all, I feel a little bit better about this game than I did at the moment. I do. I really do. Now, Ohio State did a great job also of limiting our receivers. Like, our receivers couldn't get. I don't know if it was a play call. Our receivers couldn't get open much, but when they did, that's the problem. Arch didn't put it on the money. So I feel like we're not gonna play a defense this good again this season. Maybe Georgia, but other than that, I don't think we're gonna play defense as good as Ohio State. But in order to reach our end goal, which is winning the national championship, we're going to need to perform better at the wide receiver spot. Shout out to Parker Livingstone. He showed up when he could, right? The touchdown. But it was good to have CJ Baxter back. That little bit of burst. He's really good at breaking tackles. It gives you a little bit something different than what Wisner brings. Wisner looked really well today. Ran really well today. I liked what I saw from him, especially when the game was going along in the third, fourth quarter. I like what I saw from Wisner. I mean, like I said, other than that, I feel really good about the defense. I feel really good about Arch performing a lot better just because I do think a lot of the mistakes are correctable. A lot of them are. I think a lot of it could be attributed to nerves, but I think a lot of it's correctable. And that is something I look at and I'm like, okay, we can work with this. We have 3 games against nobodies before we play again on the road, right? At Florida. So we're going to see by then, okay, how much has he improved in these certain areas? How much more comfortable does Sark feel calling certain plays with him or things of that nature? But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Shout out to Grayson Littleton too. He was nice. He was phenomenal in that game. True freshman coming out there making plays. I like that guy. He's going to be real nice for us in the future. And even right now, he's going to be real nice. Other than that, I feel strong about our team. I still think we're a top 5 caliber team. I still think we're going to make the playoffs. I still think we're going to win the SEC. A couple of things to work on, but I think we'll be fine. If you're a Texas fan out there, y'all let me know what y'all think about the game. What do you think could have, like, all things considered, we had the ball at around midfield with a minute and a half to go to tie the game. With all that stuff going on, right? We had the ball at midfield with a minute and a half to go or whatever it was. Just came up a little short. So for all the Texas fans out there that are going to overreact and say the season's over or arch this, arch that, sark this, sark that, chill out, relax. We'll be fine. Ohio State had it was one very disappointing loss. They had 2 losses before they even got to the playoffs last year, and they won the whole damn thing. Now, I'm not saying we're going to win the whole damn thing, but just relax. It's going to be a long season. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for us to make it up. It's not a conference loss. You know, if you win your conference in this day and age of college football, you're making the college football playoff. So I think that goal is still in front of us. So just chill out. But y'all let me know what y'all think. This is Jimmy from CFB Enthusiasts. I'm out.